The last lesson on this topic of C operators will be precedence and associativity of operators. Just like in math, C programming language has a hierarchy for its operators, starting from the highest and lower to the lowest one. And um, whenever we have a single statement with many operators, uh, these associativity rules and hierarchy of operators will help us to proceed and know what operators will be executed first according to this hierarchy. And also, if we have the same precedence for several operators, the associativity rules will tell us in which direction we are going to start executing these operations. It's not just reading from left to right, but actually this table will help us, these rules, to know what the final result will be. So we'll start doing some practice code. For this practice, I prepared two examples that will help us to understand these rules of associativity and precedence of operators. So let's start with this first one. Let's place it here. So I'm going first to create this variable and give it the value of 10. It's called res. And this is the operation that we are going to perform here. We're going to assign to this res the result of this operation. Okay. So what are we doing here? We are comparing this res to the value of 10. Is res 10? And also performing an OR operation with this result that will be true or false, 1 or 0, with this 0. And then we are going to load this result in this variable, back in this variable, okay? So we have here three operators. First, the simple assignment. Here, the comparison, equal comparison, and the logical OR operator. So we are going to see the table. I will leave you a link in the description box where you can see the table. And let's remember what the order is. So we have equal to, see what's the precedent for this operator. Now we have also logical OR, which has a lowest precedence. And then finally the simple assignment, which is the third operator that we have. So according to this table, the rules, we are going to operate first this comparison, then we are going to operate the OR, logical OR, and finally do the assignment. So let's see what the order is going to be. Here we have, okay, let's start doing just like in algebra or math exercises. Res is equal to, remember we are going to do first this because it's the precedence of this comparison equal. So the result will be true, remember, because res is 10. So I'm comparing if it is 10, and yes it is, so it's going to return the value of true. Now we will operate next this OR operator with 0. And let's comment this line. Okay, so the next operation that we have is this OR that will give us a value of 1 and 0, the value of 1. At least one of them is true, so the final result is true. And here we are, this is the result. It should be printing, if we use printf, the value will be for res, a numeric value that's going to be 1, okay, because that is the order in which the operation is executed. This is the operation, okay? So let's click run, and there it is. The result is 1. Why is 1? Because we are executing according to the rules, and this is the first step, uh, doing this comparison that will return the value of true or 1, and then it will be ORed with 0, and then it will be assigned here. Okay, so now let's do the next exercise. Okay, in this next sample, we're going to take this operation, and here it is. So now we're going to start by looking at what the operators are in this statement. So we have this addition sign, logical OR, and simple assignment. So now let's look up the precedence for each of them. So the first one, the highest precedence is for the addition, and it's here. Okay, the next one will be the logical OR, and finally the simple assignment. So let's operate. Um, However, let's read a bit. It reads for it. This operation reads from left to right. This one left to right, and this right to left. Okay. So let's start with the addition, which is the first. We'll read from left to right. So it's going to take this left operand and the right operand first. So let's start simplifying again. And this will be rest equal to 0 or. And now remember that we are going to perform first this because it has the highest precedence. So it's going to be 2. Why is that? Because we have 1 plus 1. We're ignoring this because this addition takes the highest priority first, okay? So 1 plus 1 is equal to 2, and now we are left this OR operation here. So rest equal to, the result of this operation OR will be 1. Why is that? Because anything that it's not a 0 will be taken as true. That is, 0 is the only false value here. Even if I placed a negative number or wherever, it will be taken as true as long as it is not 0. So the result here is 0. It's like it is true because it is not 0. So the result will be 1, or with false and 1 true will be 1 or true. And or else, yeah, this is the result. Rest is going to be assigned the value of 1. So the result should be 1 here. Yes, it is. It is okay. For this last example, we're going to take this operation here. Okay, now I'm going to delete this int. We already defined this expression, so if I leave this int here, we will have this redefinition error because we are defining this 2 times. Okay, so we proceed just like before. We look up all of these operators that we find here. So let's start. We have addition, logical AND, logical OR, and assignment. And okay, let's do. So again, we have the addition, logical AND, logical OR, and assignment. The one with the highest priority is this addition, and it reads from left to right. And then next we'll have this logical AND, left to right, logical OR, left to right, and the simple assignment right to left. Okay, we already knew that this simple assignment is read from right to left because we assigned this right operand to the left, which is this variable. Okay, so okay, let's start with the addition, who takes the highest priority. So it will be, let's simplify this, 1 or 0 logical AND, and we operate first this addition, which takes the left operand and the right, so it will be 2. So what's next? Press equal 1 logical OR, and now we have this logical AND, which is the next operator. It will take higher precedence than this OR, so we do this operation here. Remember that anything that is not 0 in a logical AND operation will be considered as true, okay? So this 0 is false, and this, which is not 0, will be 1, will be true. So false and true will give a result of false, okay? Both of them have to be true to get a true result. And now we operate this last operator, okay? And here we have OR of 1 and 0, which will give us 1, because we have at least one of the operands is 1 or true. And then the result will be 1, okay? Yes, the result will be 1. So let's run it. Yeah, the result is 1. If you do not take into account the rules of precedence and associativity, we will have, for instance, this problem. Let's say that we operate here and say, okay, it's going to return the value of 1 for this OR, and if we AND the result with this one will be 1 again, and finally 1 plus 1 will be 2, but it's not actually how it works. That's why I was showing you how you do that. However, you can alter the order of precedence by placing parentheses. So now let's do a test. So remember what's going to happen here. This parenthesis will be executed first prior to this addition operation. So we will have the next. Inside this parenthesis, we will have to apply the rules because we have two operators, OR and logical AND. So remember, logical AND takes priority. So it will be AND 0 and 1 will be 0, and this OR 1 and 0 will be 1. So it will end up being 1 plus 1 and will give us the result of 2. So yeah, this is how it is. So let's try it, run. We have the result of 2. So whenever you need any part of your expression to take precedence, you may use this parenthesis. Bear that in mind.